Conservatives mocking Selena Gomez over her crying about ICE raids. This is what they do. She's hurting. And so are a lot of other people who are scared. They're scared. Maybe you've seen the viral video of Selena Gomez expressing her feelings over the ICE raids, the mass deportation that's going on around the country since you know who pulled at the top of his agenda. I call it a distraction so he can make the oligarchs even richer. But in case you didn't see, Selena Gomez upset, hurting, here it is.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Now, what you saw is something real. I know she's an actress, incredible musician. I know she's world famous. Oh, why is she going online with this? Because this is how we communicate. This is how she communicates. At one point, I believe, maybe even now, she had more followers than anyone else, including a Kardashian. She's hurting. I don't know what to do. No one does. Well, now she offered a little more background about her family's history in the promotion for a Netflix special. I want you to see this.
Well, a huge part of why I wanted to be a part of this is to also be a voice for so many people who can't and are terrified to speak about it. I don't even think people realize that my family also has a background. My grandparents were immigrants. And to just think about the life that I've been given and how blessed I am. My hope is that I see change.
A little more context for you. Selena Gomez, her grandparents. This isn't like, we came from the old country, hundreds of years ago. This is why. So conservatives quick to respond to Gomez's video. In fact, Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, responded on, where else? Fox News.
How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. We're going to save, once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies, we're moving forward.
Except 48%. As of 24 hours ago, of those arrested in these ICE raids were collateral. That's what they're calling people, collateral. They're not just taking in the criminals. These are people who just happened to be there and were scooped up. Making us safer? I don't know about that. But there's a host of other conservatives chirping. Let's play that.
Selena Gomez going for, I guess, another Academy Award or Golden Globe nomination here.
Yeah, this is why you shouldn't get all of your news and information from TikTok, Selena Gomez. Just a word to the wise there. But
picturing her setting up for that makes me laugh, right? So you have a feeling coming on. Imagine you in your life, like something happens, I don't know. You start crying hysterically, like nobody grabs their cell phone. Think about the steps there, right? Oh, I'm sad. I open my Instagram.
I just put some lip balm on because, well, I needed it. My lips were a little dry, but because I'm going to be doing a lot and I have to be able to stretch it out and respond to these heartless people. She cries, they laugh at her, they mock her, they talk about TikTok and an Academy Award. Martha McCown, I expected better from you. I know you've worked there for decades, but she could have been a good broadcaster somewhere else. Of course, TikTok users have jumped in with their thoughts. One woman says she knows who will take the jobs of those deported. Cue that up.
That are concerned about this mass deportation, saying, oh, who's going to work the fields? Who's going to pick the fruit and the nuts? The unemployed DEI people. they're going to need a job. They can do it.
The only thing I agree with is nuts. She's nuts. The woman you just heard from there is nuts. Going with the fake DEI is to blame for all of it. There's more. Another TikTok user responds saying she doesn't really get the solidarity marches going on. Go ahead.
Do you guys mind naming me one other country that would allow foreigners to come in and wave a foreign flag and demand things out of them? Much less, the thing they're demanding is to not be deported back to the country that they're waving a flag of. So if that's the country you're loyal to, why is it so evil for us to provide a free trip back home? But anyway, you already entered the country illegally, and now you're making demands of people who are legal citizens and expecting them to accommodate you. I cannot imagine why.
More buffoonery. Do you want to tell her, or should I, that her ancestors entered, I'll say illegally? They showed up. They didn't know how to live. They were going to die, except for Native people, indigenous people helped them. She doesn't seem to understand that they then brought their traditions with them and waved, if not their flag, all of what they felt comfortable with from the homeland here. Then they took over. She doesn't seem to understand that. I like to have discussions with people that start from at least a basic sense of knowledge. I don't know where to go with her. That's why it's buffoonery. Okay, besides the physical and emotional toll of forced relocation, there are financial effects that come from mass deportations. Let's run them down. Social Security Administration told Business Insiders that deportations could cut annual cash flow by $20 billion, potentially reducing the benefits for retirees over time. Be a small increase each year, small one. Maybe you won't get it. This is why. Business Insider, again, with the details there. Immigrants living in the U.S. illegally, 8.3 million of whom work, meaning they pay taxes, payroll taxes, okay, sales taxes, that fund Social Security and Medicare. They are ineligible to claim these benefits themselves. So they pay. It's like taxation without representation. There was a whole tea party about this thing hundreds of years ago. I'm so sick of the gloating, the sore winners. I thought if you won, you do what T.O. did in his heyday. You take the pom-poms with the cheerleaders down in Dallas, or the popcorn, stand on the Dallas Star, okay, and get pushed off. You do something like that to celebrate, and then it's over, right? Then he goes on, and the next, he's retired now, but the next week goes on. I don't understand, Yaz, why. What am I talking about? I do understand the cruelty because that's all they've ever done. But it's an unfair question because you're not like this, but doesn't it get old after a while? I'm tired of being a sore winner. Wouldn't that get old?
There is no empathy on the right, it would appear, right? They claim to care about the unborn, they claim to care about the children or whoever. But then you have conservative pundits who are actually saying things like, I don't care if families are torn apart. Tom Homan said he didn't arrest any families, he arrested illegals. So I guess they're not people. I guess those aren't families that are being destroyed. And I guess conservatives do care about children, but not all children. And that is not empathy. That's just a very strange and specific form of racism. And this is what they're talking about whenever they rail against things like wokeism. Wokeism. They're saying, don't educate yourself about what this is or what this really is about. They're saying, patch up your bleeding heart. That's what wokeism is. It's having a bleeding heart. And that's why they don't respect people on the left, because we care too much about people who are not ourselves or who don't look like us. They're saying, don't have empathy for those people over there. Just do and believe the things that we tell you to do and believe. Just accept the narrative that we've already crafted for you. How dare you question that narrative? How dare you think for yourself? And people like that girl who was confused on TikTok as to why people would want to fly a flag of the country that they come from. How dense can you be? These people have no capacity to think beyond their own experiences. They need to read more books. That's what it comes down to. And Selena's feelings in her video are so relatable. A lot of people are very scared and unsure about what's coming with this Trump term. The one thing that Trump drove home to his followers and supporters throughout his entire campaign, even when he wasn't campaigning,
was that he was going to go after all of these immigrants, all of these illegals. That's what they say. We don't mind immigrants. We just don't like the illegal ones. But then he gets into office and now he's talking about revoking birthright citizenship. He does it on his first day in office, or he tried to via executive order, even though it's not really legal. That's not really how that works. But those people are not illegals, right? Are the Native Americans that are being targeted, are they illegal? Their people have been on this land before anyone else's people have been on this land. And also, real quick, to Candace Owens' point, that is a common point that is often brought up whenever people are found crying on social media, just like the disconnect between going through this emotional moment and then like setting up your camera and filming yourself. It is very strange, right? But the reality of this world is that we put everything on camera these days. People are always recording things. I don't get it, but that's what it is. But Selena Gomez, she had some things to say. She happened to be crying, so she filmed it knowing that she's literally Selena Gomez. She's one of the most popular people on social media, if not the most popular person on social media. And she knew that it was going to go viral just because it was her that did it. So she did that knowing all of that, and she still chose to do it. So
you're so smart. You're so smart, of course. She recognizes the responsibility that comes with her celebrity, her enormous fame. She recognizes that she is the leader on social media. There's one Selena Gomez, and she had something to say. You're so right. So smart. I just want them to. Do these people ever stop and take a meal? Do they sleep? Because then I would think they're not talking. Eat more, sleep more, and give the rest of us a break.